let's talk about this aspect of short sales, David, before we get too far into the flipping aspect. Long-term investment strategies, how past trends inform our future predictions. So part of what we should be doing right now that you talked about is the flips. But then you said you have people, 20% of people in your hard money program flipping two houses, turn it into long-term investments. Could you talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, I mean, so we want wealth, right? This is why we're in real estate, and ideally we want passive wealth. Okay, but there's a point in a time in everybody's life where you may not be able to just start out getting passive income, and so sometimes you're basically trading your time, okay, or your knowledge or something, and it's a journey. It's a thing that you're growing through, and so you have to look at where are we at in the economy and what's happening with this. So we've got the situation where you can wholesale homes, you can rehab homes, and so you have to look at what's your method of buying houses. And so over time, you look at where is the stress points in the economy, and what's happening. And in 2009 and 10, it was very obvious across the country. Everybody agreed foreclosures were huge, right? Okay, because it was a national emergency, a great recession at that time. And so, even the CNNs and the Fox News, stations were all talking about, foreclosures, and home prices were dropping, okay, with it. And so you can look at those, past trends to see where things are coming in and happening, and so right now, we're looking at the fact that, we've got 2 million delinquent loans in this country that you can't just allow people to live in their house. Matter of fact, one of the statistics is that even during the peak of that, Great Recession, the number of days late, for homeowners back then was like 710 days late, as a nationwide average. We hit over 1,200 days late a couple months ago. In today's market right now, we are beyond a stress point greater than the Great Recession. And so, looking at those trends, what happened back then? Okay, 710 days. Okay, the banks were not allowed to keep letting people live in these houses, for free. And so that things, stepped in and they started, taking action. Right now, we're beyond that point, but we have a situation of, when is this going to, happen? When's this foreclosure is going to increase? Well, I'll tell you what, it's increasing almost every single month. Okay, we're starting from a low point of 0 during the pandemic, and we're just coming back into that part of the economy where we've got interest rates that have risen dramatically. And but Dave, they just fell a little bit last month. Hey, that's really great. Did they fall back to 2.5%? No, they didn't.
No, not at all.
We're excited they fell from 8 to 7. Okay, and so that's all the cost of money, and that all affects where they're at. And so you have to really look at what's your financial goals and where you're at in your journey. But right now, I can tell you the banks are increasing their foreclosures every single month. Okay.